Alright, so here we are covering stage 21 vocabulary and derivatives. So here we have a and ab, and we've seen this one before. It's a preposition. We originally learned it as meaning from, as in he came from the city, away from the city. But now, with our new participles, it can also mean by. It's still plus ablative, but it has a slightly different definition depending on how it's functioning in a sentence. Audio, audiare, audui does not mean to hear. It's the first conjugation verb meaning to help. All right, so there's no you here, and it's first conjugation, which means that makes it the one for the help. It's a common word that a lot of people seem to mix up with audio, to hear. Anus, ani, pretty easy to kind of guess from the image. It is a second declension masculine noun meaning year. So we get annual from this, obviously. Ascendo, ascendere, ascendi is a third conjugation verb meaning to climb. So we have ascender or ascent from it. This is a picture of my friend Micah and his, I think Eric down here. They're climbing obviously on an ice wall here. Barbarous, barbary is pretty easy to figure out. It's a second declension masculine noun meaning barbarian. So we get the English word barbaric, and it's actually not originally a Roman word or a Latin word. It's a Greek word, barbaros. It comes from the Greek word, the Greek understanding of barbarians, who just are people who say bar, 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 bar. So technically, the Romans are also barbarians in this definition, because a barbaros is anyone who's not Greek. But the Romans took it and used it for themselves as well, you can tell. Kelo, kelare, kelawi, kelatus is another first conjugation verb. It means to hide. Like this cat here. Files kelat. Kirkum is what these children are doing around the world. It's a preposition and it means around. It's a plus accusative preposition. So we get circumlocation and circumnavigate from it. Confido, confidere is a verb that only has two parts. For now, I should say. It's a third conjugation verb meaning to trust, and it's a plus dative. Now the other verb we know to trust is credo, and we may have seen fido. Both of those are also plus dative. So if you're trusting something, you have to trust it in the dative. So confined and confident are two derivatives from it. Deiecio, deiecere, deieci, deiectus. It's the third conjugation verb, third IO conjugation, because it has the IO here. It means to throw down. It's coming from de, meaning from, and iacio, to throw. Dejection is a common word from it. And remember, eyes can be J's when they're acting like a consonant. So if they start a word, they're typically working like a consonant. That's why it's a yak, yo. Durus aum is a 2-1-2 adjective, meaning hard or durable. And obviously, the English derivative durable comes from it. It's as displayed lovely by the saxum here, the saxa, plural, saxa dura, the hard rocks. Efficio, efficere, effeci, effectus is another third IO conjugation verb. So remember, third IOs work more like fourth conjugation verbs than they do like their third conjugation counterparts. And this one's to carry out or to accomplish. It's from the preposition ex and the verb facio, to do. So efficient. We also get pluperfect and perfect from here. Extraho, extrahere, extraxi, extractus is a third conjugation verb. It means to dragged out. So extract comes from it, but also the word tractor, the thing that does the dragging. You can see the stem of tractor here in the fourth principal part, which we'll be talking about more in class. Fons, fontis is a third declension masculine noun, and it means fountain. So we get the word fountain. We also get font from it. This fountain right here is from the city of Herculaneum. It's found all the way up at the top in the back corner. Kind of forgotten about a little bit, but it's still a lovely fountain, and the water would have come out through here into the basin. Gravis, gravis, grave. This is a third declension adjective. It means heavy. We get the word, obviously, gravity from it. Gravity is something that creates weight to things, so it makes them heavy. Haruspex, haruspicus, my favorite word of this whole chapter. And you can probably guess why. It's a third declension masculine noun, and it means diviner or soothsayer. You can also just translate it as haruspex, and it's an Etruscan specialty. Yes, this is the Piacenza liver, which is written with different names of the gods in Etruscan. And so, like, over here is Uni, which is related to Juno, and then I think this one, Minerva, is, I believe, right here, which is related to Minerva in Latin, and then Athena in Greek gods. So this is a person who predicts the future by looking at organs of animals. That's why they have this handy little study guide of the liver. So you can see a haruspex here wearing a funny hat, looking at the entrails of an animal in there. Hora, horai. It's first declension feminine noun, meaning hour. Infelix, 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 the genitive form being infelicius, is a third declension adjective, right? But all the nominative forms look the same. That's why you have all these same ones right up here, meaning unlucky. So infelicitus is a derivative from it. Ubeo, ubere, usi, usus is a second conjugation verb, meaning to order. A jussive comes from this. We also, jussive is a grammatical term we'll see later on this year. Morbus, morbi does not mean death, although you can die from this. Remember, death, one of the words for death is mors, mortis. This is a second declension masculine noun meaning illness. So you're sick, not dead yet. Morbid does come from it. Non-nulli, non-nulli, non-nulla is a 2-1-2 adjective, but notice it's all plural. I, a, e, and a. It means some or several. I mean, you can't have several and be singular, so you're never going to see this one in the singular. Nuper is an adverb meaning recently. Occupatus aum is something you all should be with Latin. It's a 2-1-2 adjective, and it means busy. So occupy is someone who's being kept busy. Oppidum, oppidi is a second declension neuter noun, and it means town, specifically a walled town. So it's related to urbs, urbis, city, and municipium, municipi, which is a municipal, a small kind of town. This is the town of Merlot in Tuscany. It still has the walled aspects of it right around here. And this is the museum where we store all of our artifacts in the summer from my archaeological excavation. Peritus aum is a 2-1-2 adjective meaning skillful. This is a skill I do not have. I cannot make pottery. But maybe you guys can. Plenus aum is another 2-1-2 adjective meaning full. Plenteous is a derivative from it. Plus plurus is a noun. It's a third declension neuter noun. Remember our neuter nouns, if we know they're third declension because of the is. And remember, if it ends in us in the nominative form, it's got to be neuter. This is like litus, litoris, corpus, corporis, vulnus, vulnoris from the last chapter. This means more. All right. more kernels here. And we get plurality from it. We also get plus sign to it for in addition. Pretium, pretii is a second declension neuter noun meaning the price. Sapiens, sapiens, sapientis. Another third declension adjective where all the nominative forms, the masculine, the feminine, and the neuter are the same. It means wise. So we have sapient. We also get Homo sapien from here. You hear the three wise men. Trace vir sapien. Trace viri sapientes in Latin. Suscipio, suscipere, suscepi, susceptus is a third conjugation, another IO. We've had a lot of these chapters. It means to undertake or to take on. Susceptible comes from this. And then finally, unde is an adverb meaning from where. All right, so hopefully you are gaining a lot from these videos, and you'll review them before your vocabulary quiz.